Amid the wreckage of suffering and the echo of pain that permeates wounded Gaza, a voice emerges that brings hope to the world. A voice that invites humanity to heal wounds and chart a path to dignity and peace. On the 16th of January, Cardinal Pierbattista Pizzaballa, Patriarch of Jerusalem of the Latins, addressed the message to all humanity. He reminded them that the ceasefire does not mark the end of the conflict and that peace is not simply the absence of fighting, but the building of justice that restores value to human beings and meaning to life. He called on everyone to take responsibility for building a better future.
La notizia del cessate il fuoco è una notizia molto positiva, naturalmente, che attendevamo da molto tempo.
The news of the ceasefire is very positive, of course. We have been waiting for it for a long time. It is not the end of the conflict, it is now the beginning of an important phase, one in which, with the end of the violence, we must also build trust between the two sides in order to first resolve the serious humanitarian problem in Gaza, and not only in Gaza. I think it is too early to talk about peace. The ceasefire is not the end of the conflict, as we have said, and peace needs conditions, attitudes, which are not yet there, and still have to be built. It is certainly a necessary step, welcomed, essential to then start those processes which, I repeat, will be long, and which I hope will lead to justice, peace, security, and also dignity and truth in our relations.
Alla giustizia, alla pace, alla sicurezza e anche alla dignità e alla verità, insomma, delle nostre relazioni.
In response to a question about the Christian community in Gaza, the Cardinal highlighted how Christians have experienced the suffering in Gaza like everyone else. They are an integral part of the social fabric and have faced the same pain and endured the same harsh conditions.
A Gaza tutti sono stati colpiti da questo conflitto, naturalmente i cristiani non fanno eccezione e hanno perso tutto.
In Gaza, everyone has been affected by this conflict and Christians are no exception. They have lost everything, as we all know. We have said it many times. They are all regrouped in two complexes of the Latin and Orthodox churches waiting for better times. Even with the ceasefire, there are no immediate prospects because reconstruction will take a long time. But we are all very happy that this community has managed to live through this dramatic and difficult conflict in such an exemplary way from the point of view of the Christian faith.
Conflitto così drammatico, così duro, in maniera anche così esemplare dal punto di vista anche cristiano della fede. Nell'anno della speranza, il giubileo segno della speranza, e la speranza ha bisogno anche di gesti concreti, questo è il primo passo.
We are in the year of hope. The Jubilee is a sign of hope. Hope also needs concrete actions. This is the first step, which must be followed by many others. After the war, we must think about reconstruction. Material reconstruction will be very complicated. It will take a long time. But also the reconstruction of the relationships that have been destroyed, of the trust that has been deeply wounded, not to say mortally, between the Palestinians and the Israelis will be very long. Even with the respective populations which are divided over the conflict, over how to deal with the conflict, it will all take time. We must not forget the dignity and truth of our relations. The time will be very long. We must not delude ourselves, but we must begin.
La verità, insomma, delle nostre relazioni. I tempi saranno molto lunghi, non dobbiamo farci illusioni, ma dobbiamo cominciare.